Right, so restrictions to continue after the 21st of June. So we heard originally that after the 21st of June...
Freedom!
Yes, freedom! But now it's sort of being filtered through that masks still might be a thing and, you know, so on and so forth.
This was Dominic Raab doing the rounds yesterday, our Foreign Secretary, and he suggested that not every restriction may disappear. I mean, I'd rather focus on the good news, which is certainly in England, and hopefully the other home nations broadly are going to be just ahead of the curve, I think. There's going to be no social distancing. All the headlines are screaming today. There's going to be more outdoor events. There's a lot of good news. If in order to keep the scientists happy, we have to wear a small piece of cloth in front of our faces for the brief periods of time we interact with others, then so be it. Yes. But I suspect people like Julia aren't
Julia's already shaking her head. She has very, very strong views on this, Julia. Away you go.
Well, look, January the 7th, soon after we went into this lockdown, Matt Hancock, the Health Secretary, did an interview in which he said as soon as the most vulnerable are vaccinated, and the 3 weeks for that to take effect, he meant over 70s, by the way, not even people at my age. Well, what am I now, 53, from yesterday. He said we would cry freedom. He used that phrase, cry freedom. And, you know, we're looking at June the 21st. Look, we've got a third of the country live in areas where they not a COVID death in the last week, a COVID case in the last month.
But we've also got numbers going up again, albeit small.
The numbers
slight
are
rise
not,
in deaths, slight rise in
on the
infections.
7th, we talked about this before, Matthew, 7-day averages, the numbers are not going up, which is the only real sensible way of looking at it. We are in a magnificent position with the vaccine, and I don't understand why people don't want to take advantage of the fact that we have had an amazing success on this front in this country, and we need to take advantage of it. Human beings wouldn't have existed all this time if we had to wear masks over our faces to survive. We need to get rid of the masks, we need to get back to normal life, and get back to normal and say, thank goodness for the scientists saving us with the vaccine, but our civil liberties and our freedom and our faces, being able to smile at people on the train and in the supermarket, these things matter to human beings.
Well, we've got a family coming on in just a moment, and he's, the young lad is deaf, and says that that has completely and absolutely stopped any understanding or communication.
I met him in the makeup room, and I didn't know what his circumstances were, and I was talking to him in the mirror, and then the makeup lady said, "Oh, you know, he can't see unless he lip reads." And I didn't actually, at that point, I'm ashamed to say, join the dots on masks. I do understand Julia's call for freedom, but what I do understand is Isaiah Berlin, the political philosopher, argued that freedom is in a tension all the time between the things we are allowed to do and the things that we want to do.
Yes.
And it's ever thus. Lovely to smile at people, bad to spread killer germs on top of them. And I guess
if you haven't got COVID, you can't spread it.
Yep. And the likelihood of doing that if you've been vaccinated is very, very small.
Very slim, yeah.
Right, finally, Matthew. Forget Porsches and motorbikes. Now, we're discussing a midlife crisis here. We won't mention your hair.
Well, hang on. Last time I was on, there was an agreement that would go. I think we run a poll.
They're behind me again. Where is he now?
I saw him in the corridor earlier. I was like, hello, the ponytail is still there.
Well, I've got insomnia. Who's behind me now?
Do you or have you considered aquascaping?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
You have?
Yes, I have. Only this year, because we have a very, very tiny outside space. I wouldn't call it a garden. And we saw this thing online where someone had bought a huge flower pot, put some water plants in it, some water, and had goldfish swimming around. I thought that's just about small enough to fit in our garden. And I know you're going to say, oh, this is a midlife crisis. Loads of middle-aged men are buying ponds and putting little water spaces inside. If looking at fish, as the Japanese have understood for thousands of years, calms you down, allows mindfulness, de-stresses you, why mock it?
Well, apparently,
buy into it.
The interest in aquascaping, which is high-end aquariums, has rocketed during lockdown, particularly amongst men aged 30 to 50, Julia.
Yeah. When I first saw this headline, aquascaping, I thought it meant shaving in the shower. I didn't know what No, I don't really understand the thing about fish. I love to look at them, but if you have a pet, you want it to be something you can touch and have a relationship with and will remember you after 5 seconds. I don't think this is going to be very rewarding. I think my husband just goes and buys another strange technological gadget to make music work in our home, which means that I can't play music without asking the 14-year-old what to do.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Right, and lastly, Spanx...
I've got to go. I just want to know, are you wearing any? Do you wear them?
Don't need to, mate.
I love that. Spanx for men, OK? So I am a fan of a spank, I'll admit it. I love a spank. I think it evens everything out. I feel great. I mean, awkward when you want to go to the bathroom. They're all laughing. I do love Spanx. It's OK. But Spanx for men...
To wear or to look at?
No,
Is
not
this
to
your
look
thing?
at. They are absolutely... No, it's not a fetish.
Oh, OK.
They are not OK to look at. But just for, like, making everything smooth, you get those lumps and
it's
bumps
an illusion,
after
though,
kids.
isn't it? Because I had the Spanx pants.
Yeah.
And they do pull you in.
They do pull you in.
But then, as Mrs. Wright explained, when you take them off, everything comes forward
and
again.
it does.
Yeah.
But what I mean, we were talking about this in the dressing room this morning. How how it would work with male parts inside them.
Oh.
Why is everybody so shocked?
Rosh was talking about this, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I
This
was.
Your
I was really
conversation.
concerned. I was like...
Yeah, where do you crush it? That's the thing. So, Julia, Spanx for men.
No. I completely agree with Rochelle. It's different for girls. We have to wear sort of often figure-hugging things, and you've got tights and bras and things, and it just evens everything out and smooths everything off. You boys don't need any of this stuff. It's very unfair, but no, that is. I'm sorry. If you were on a date and you met a guy who was wearing those, that would be a big no.
There are some tantric gurus, just to answer your question, Rochelle, who can withdraw their physical bits inside them.
Oh, no, I know about that. I know about that.
You just don't crush... You do?
Yes, well, okay. I've made this so much worse when I'm getting hot.
What, suck it all in?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Why?
I don't know why.
What's the point of that?
Mind control.
Now
you see them, no, you don't.
A lot of drag artists do that.
Well, that's a reasonable...
They tuck it up.
Yeah, they tuck it up.
Yeah.
No,
This
that's
is
tucking.
just using the power...
That's tucking. This is
using the power of your
like
mind.
withdraw. This is like lift up the undercarriage.
Yes.
With your mind.
Wheels up before...
Mind and presumably some muscle.
Yeah, I mean, that's a powerful mind.
Well, that's not where I thought the conversation was going to go.
Me either, and I feel slightly to blame.
Yeah, you are entirely to
Wait,
blame.
hold on a minute. Is this all part of the Line of Duty spoiler? Is this what happened?
This is actually what Ted does.
This is what's causing the outrage online.
Right,
Thank
enjoy
you, everybody.
the final episode later. Thank you very much indeed.
No, sorry.
Yes, and happy birthday.
You're welcome.
Thank you.